If I ask you what is that one thing which is missing from your life, your answers may vary. But what if I ask you what made Steve Jobs evolve from a two-person company in a garage to a success icon? Or if I ask you what made Bill Gates to reach the pinnacle of success despite being a Harvard dropout? Or what if I ask you what made Albert Einstein to reach at the top of the world despite not being able to talk for 9 long years? Your answers may still vary, but these answers will have some common skills which might be patience, persistence, or passion, right? This story which I am going to tell you here is not going to prove you wrong, but it will surely widen your perspective. How? Just like this question, how, my story revolves around questions. Yes, a lot of questions. Questions which will make you think, rethink, and resume. Questions which are often the signposts and warning signs in the journey called life, which we often tend to ignore. Questions which are also the speed breakers to make you go slow yet steady. Questions which are not interventions but are introspections. And lastly, questions which are answers in themselves. So back in school, I was the brilliant kid who always scored highest in every academic exam. What I did not know back then that when it will come to the exam of life, I will fail multiple times. And whenever I failed and whenever I tried to get up, as unbelievable as it may sound, motivation could never pick me up. Yes, schools are those fairy lands where every dream seems to come true. Books are those magic wands to our career. The more you will read, the more you will succeed. But what happens when you enter the real Kurukshetra of life? Can books be your real weapon when you enter the real world? How far can your bookish knowledge take you? Can you have a victory ride on the wings of motivation? That's when life slaps you hard. I too had my own share of SAR experiences, both personal and professional ones. So when I was in 12th standard, I had topped my state level exams, and that is why I was covered by a few local newspapers and news channels. And that's when I met the first question and the very first mistake of my life. A journalist asked me, what you want to become once you are done with your studies? And my answer was backed by all the half-baked perceptions of the society that a brilliant kid in arts should always follow brilliant career in Indian administrative services. So here was my answer, that I want to become an IAS officer without any kind of reflection. My life after that question never had any traces of me trying to achieve to my goal of Indian administrative services. Why? Because the question which was asked right, but my answer was wrong. Wrong because I never thought what I really wanted in my life. All said and done, done and dusted, written and forgotten, and rest really became the history because I never took arts in my college. On the contrary, on my whims and fancies, I still don't know why I chose BBA despite having a phobia for mathematics. What followed next were some idiotic steps on the chessboard of life. I left BBA after 2 years. I joined aviation to become cabin crew and to have access to glamour, which was missing in a small town. This was high time to have my second question in life. And this time, the question came from my mother. She asked me, would you be able to travel extensively being a cabin crew when you are our only kid? This question seemed like a very good friend who held my hand and waited in silence till I made my decision. Yes, I made my decision and I shifted my career again. But this time for good. I chose mass communication for my graduation and masters and I did pretty well. I interned and worked with some reputed names in the industry. But something was still missing. What? Exactly, the question. But now, since I was fitting very well into the definitions of the society which was on stability, nobody bothered to ask me the question. So when nobody asked me the question, I thought to ask the question to myself. So I asked a question, what is that one thing which would make me satisfied? Not motivated, not rich, not happy, but satisfied. What is that one thing which will make me feel worthwhile even when my degrees cannot? And when I was looking for answers, suddenly an online writing competition popped up. And I, being an avid reader, just applied for that. After giving a try, the result is 4 books which I have written down the line. Life kept on rolling and marriage came into the scene with lots of signposts and warning signs. This time I struggled personally to become a sanskari bahu and a sanskari wife. And I started dreading questions. Why? Because every single day I was bombarded with a lot of questions which made me think, rethink and doubt my capability, my existence and my degrees, that they are nothing but just a stamp on the paper. The $1 million question here is, did I give up? Thankfully not. I did not give up because I had somewhere read a quote that you live your challenges more in your mind than in reality. And I kept this quote close to my heart and I kept surviving while reading books and healing myself. But it was time for the next question in my life. And this time, this question was asked by my husband. He asked me, what is the use of reading so many books if you cannot implement them in your personal or professional life? The question was like a sting of a bee. It seemed like a curse, but it was actually a blessing in disguise. I would call it the much needed magic wand in my life, which was somewhere missing. So after a little self-sabotage, I tried to find some permutations or combinations or some calculations to solve the jigsaw of my purpose. After a lot of contemplation, I was finally able to solve the jigsaw of my puzzle and found the purpose of my life. I decided to help all the budding writers who wanted to share their burning stories with the world and who wanted to live even after they die through their books. I became a book coach. My first mentee, who was the PhD holder and who had completed her PhD after her marriage and her son, she came to me and she said that she has a rejuvenating story to share with the world. And indeed her story was very rejuvenating. But she was also having her own Kurukshetra of questions. So when she told me that she is also having her own battle of identity despite being a PhD holder, an answer from within came outside to her. Let your book be the answer. So here I am asking all those people who have a dream just like me. I want to ask them all the questions which will reframe their perspectives. Questions which will make them pause but will give them clarity. Questions which will be not an escape but an evolvement. Questions which will be shaping their mindset. And questions which might not have answers but surely have actions in them. So here I am asking you a question. Are you ready to ask a question to yourself? Are you ready to gift yourself a question mark? Thank you.